Signature Auto Group has been leasing used and new vehicles to residents of the New York City area since 2006. This year brought the company many surprises, including an uptick in customer demand.
At some point in mid to end of April, we saw tremendous amount of inquiries, people fearing of public transportation, fearing even of ride sharing. People decided that it's better to spend potentially a little bit more, but drive in the safety of their own vehicle.
That growth continued even as New York began reopening over the summer. That's typically a slow season for the car industry.
In the last 4 or 5 months, all manufacturers reporting higher sales. So I would probably say realistically, our business is probably up 10 to 15% at the moment.
It's a trend experienced broadly across the industry. Online car used retailer Carvana says demand for its services has been growing across the country, with sales of vehicles up on all price points. In New York City, new vehicle registrations increased by more than 2,000 in June compared to the same month last year. They rose by 9,000 in July, according to the State Department of Motor Vehicles. But there's some downsides to this burgeoning business.
Analysis conducted by the advocacy group Transportation Alternatives found that New York's reopening has come with soaring levels of car traffic. That's as many New Yorkers have been reluctant to return to public transport.
Use of the city's subway and buses plummeted in March and April. Public transport experienced a 90% decrease in ridership. Passenger numbers have increased slightly since then, but as of mid-August, they remained 70% below pre-pandemic levels, according to the not-for-profit Citizens Budget Commission. Ensuring residents feel safe enough to return to public transport may still be an uphill battle.
Well, it was a little uneasy at the beginning because obviously there are confined spaces, but I think you find a bit of everything. There are people who wear masks, people who don't. Personally, I try to avoid it.
I see people that don't wear the mask, and it's like a little bit risky.
Transportation advocates are concerned that if the trend favouring personal vehicles over public transit continues, the city will face gridlock worse than before the pandemic. Pollution will rise and so will traffic accidents. Last month, Mayor Bill de Blasio urged residents to forgo car ownership in favour of walking and biking. But some advocates say it's not so simple.
In New York City, we need a visionary plan that takes our streets back from car movement and storage and gives it to people. That, quite simply, is building a protected bike and bus network. It's more space for pedestrians. It's more space for dedicated bus routes.
But it may take more than investment in infrastructure to persuade residents to stick to public transit in the middle of a pandemic. And until they do, car dealers like Signature Auto may be in for a long and prosperous ride. Jade Barker, TNT World, New York.